What's up guys, Steve here from ProNDC. Welcome to another ESO build video. So today I want to show you the Templar for the Clockwork City DLC update. I've already said that I'm planning on making these build videos shorter. I'm aiming for around like 15 to 18 minutes maximum. And I will basically show you the setup that I wear. I will not give you like any alternative options for gear, because I decided to put that in a separate video, because you can use that alternative gear on all stamina classes basically. So yeah, so if you want to know what to wear like in the Maelstrom arena or as a beginner, or which sets you can use to support your group, then you should go and watch that video. As of right now, I haven't recorded it yet. I will try to still get it up by this week. So just look in the video description or in the comment section. I will try to link all that stuff there. And then also I have a different video where I talk about the traits and why I run this combination of traits on my gear, my weapons actually. So look in the video description and in the comment section, because I will put the links to that video there. But you can also of course browse my channel. Anyway, let's get started with the Stamina Templar for Clockwork City. So I'm a red guard, so I get 10% more max stam, more stam recovery, I think 9% or 10%, not entirely sure anymore. But the most important thing is that I get stamina back from melee attacks, which is really important. You will have a lot of sustain issues on the Stamina Templar, so I recommend no other race than Red Guard. Red Guard is by far the best race for Stamina Templar, and yeah. So I wear 6 medium, 1 heavy. You can get a little bit more damage if you go for 7 medium, because then you have 2% more crit chance. But I want my health at around like closer to 17k. You'd be at 16.2k if you go 7 medium. That's why I wear 1 piece of heavy. We have the Warrior Under Stone, we have max health, max stam, food, and that's pretty much it. Buffed, we sit at 4.8k weapon damage, almost 4.9, and 66% weapon crit chance. Fully buffed, with the glyph active, we sit at 5.5k weapon damage, just by ourselves. That's a lot of weapon damage, but also of course the Templar has passives that increase weapon damage, which this one, Balanced Warrior, increases your weapon damage by 6%, so you get more weapon damage anyway on the Templar. Let's get to gear. So I wear Velodreth because it's just the best set on the Templar, basically on all stam classes, because I had the highest single target from this set, and it gives you weapon damage. The only other set that gives you weapon damage for 1 piece is Wallachina, and to wear this set as a 2-piece is just useless. Don't do it. As my first 5-piece set, I wear Hunting's Rage. Hunting's Rage is really good, gives you 2 times weapon crit chance, stam, and weapon damage. We wear 2 weapons and 3 body pieces, all divines. I have my heavy piece here, my heavy legs, and then I wear 2 daggers. I tried out axes, but to be honest, I wasn't really satisfied with the amount of procs I got from the axe, because there were boss fights where the axe only procced once, and that's like a complete waste, because each dagger will give you 5% crit chance, and on the Templar you get 10% more damage if you have an Adric Spear ability slotted and you critically strike. That's why I do not want to run an axe, because I also don't use precise on any of my weapons, so that's why my crit chance is low anyway. Just go with 2 daggers. It's the much safer approach. So I have a Nirnhorn one on my main hand and an Infused one on my offhand, with a Berserker enchantment here and a Poison enchantment here. I explained why I use that trait combination in my extra video. Watch that video if you want to know why I use that. Do not use Nirnhorn with precise. You will have less damage because from that combination. Do not do that. If you want to run precise on the offhand, use Infused with the poison damage glyph on your main hand. That will give you better results than Nirnhorn with precise, trust me. We have a Nirnhound Maelstrom Bow on the back bar. Haven't tried Precise yet because I don't have the transmute crystals to like retrade another of my Maelstrom Bows right now, and I also need to retrade some staves first for my Magicka builds. And I think that has priority because the difference between Nirnhound and Precise is really small. It's like really small, trust me. If you already have a Nirnhound Maelstrom Bow, there's no need to retrade it. Like if you only have one, don't go and retrade it to Precise if you only have one. If you have another one with a shit trade, you can do that. But I don't see the point in retrading to Precise if the difference is that minimal. Then we use damage, health, poison on the back bar. Number 9, dealing 2 times poison damage for 4.5 and 6.4 seconds, which is really good. This will give you the most damage. I tried glyphs on the back bar, a disease glyph, and a disease glyph didn't even do half the damage that the poison did. So don't go with the glyph, use the poison. This will be the best option for damage. The other 5-piece set that I use is the Vicious Ophidian. We get weapon crit 2 times, which is great. We get minor slayer and we get weapon damage. And the most important thing is we get 8% cost reduction. This is so great. Like so great. The Stamina Templar has a really expensive rotation. And for that simple reason, the 8% cost reduction on both bars is tremendous. Like, trust me, this will help so much. I used to run War Machine with Night Mother's Gaze, and at some points I had resource issues. But really, Vicious Ophidian will help you and your Templar gameplay and sustain tremendously. So go with that, all weapon damage here. And yeah, that's pretty much the setup that I run to get the most damage. I know that the Automaton set will probably give you a little bit more damage than Hunting's Rage, but you'd need to get weapons there, and I only have like a Precise Axe. I don't want to farm those weapons. Hunting's Rage is just easier to get, and the difference is really small. If I need to support my group, I run Night Mother's Gaze. You get the same crit chance, you get a little bit less weapon damage, no max stam, but you reduce the physical resistance of your enemy by 2.5k for 6 seconds, and that counts for the whole group, so everyone will benefit from that. So basically, I always keep Vicious Ophidian and Value Death and only swap Hunting's Rage with Night Mothers if it's needed, and I run the exact same trades even on Night Mothers. So let's get into skills. So we run Biting Jabs here. This is basically the spam ability. Even though we don't spam it, we only use it once per rotation. On trash fights, we of course spam it. It's AoE, so we don't need something like Steel Tornado or Shrouded Daggers. Shrouded Daggers is also kind of AoE because it hits extra targets, and Steel Tornado, yeah, it's also AoE, but as I said, we don't need that on the Templar, which is great. Then we have Blood Craze. So some might ask, like, why use Blood Craze? Well, DPS difference between Rending Slashes and Blood Craze is almost non-existent. Like, you won't get like 1k more DPS by using Rending Slashes instead of Blood Craze. I used to PvP with this character in BGs, and like the extra heal in Battlegrounds was really nice without champion points, and in general the extra heal also was nice. In the Maelstrom Arena, I used to run Maelstrom Arena with this Templar, and the extra heal was kinda good. So yeah, but then I just decided not to remorph it. I'm not sure when the last time was that I reset the skills here. So like Rending Slashes will give you a tiny bit more damage, but the extra heal is nice in some situations. We have Deadly Cloak. Basically, we run this for the extra damage mitigation from AoE effects. And we have Rearming Trap here, 10% more crit damage and a nice single target dot. Path of the Light, great group debuff, minor fracture, minor breach, 1.3k for everyone in the group. It's really nice, and we keep that up 80% of the time in our rotation, or 80+% in our rotation, if you do it correctly, of course. Then we have Flawless Dawnbreaker. This passively increases our weapon damage by 5%. Awesome ability. and a great AoE ultimate. Like, use that on trash fight. It's really good. Or like if the enemy is about to die, the boss is about to die, you can still like use it to squeeze in some more damage, because the damage over time effect is also really strong. For single target, we use of course the ballista as an ultimate. It's just like really strong. Then we have Razor Caltrops, AoE dot, really huge range, and then we have Luminous Shards here. So Luminous Shards, you might think like, well, he only has that for the passive for the Templar, the Adric Spear passive, Piercing Spear. And no, that's not true. Well, I still have it for the passive, of course, but I also have it for Burning Light. When you deal damage with an Adric Spear ability, you have a 25% chance to deal an additional 4.8k physical damage. And this effect can occur once every 0.5 seconds. So I use that in trash fights. If you have like multiple enemies here, like this is an AoE ability, as you can see, and it has a damage over time effect. And you can see like 25% chance to proc Burning Light, which can crit, of course. I would just try to throw it here again. See, like 286, 68, sorry, and there you saw it, 7.6k crit chance. Thing is, Burning Light scales off of your weapon damage and your max stam for the physical damage, and also scales with your weapon crit chance. And that way, like you saw, 7.6k without any physical penetration debuffs on that single target. If we have multiple targets, because it's an AoE, I throw that to get more damage in trash fights. On top of that, it has the synergy to restore resources, which is also really nice. So it helps my teammates. So what I do in trash fights, I throw Caltrops, I throw my Endless Hail and my Shard, put down my trap, and then I start jabbing, of course, until the stuff runs out. And that's basically it, because like the Burning Light passive has a separate cooldown on each target, so it can proc every 0.5 seconds, and 25% chance is really high. Then here we have Flex Spot. I use External Ritual in the new trial because it's really helpful to get rid of all the negative effects. You can run Repentance if you want, but with Vicious Ophidian you don't need that. Restoring Focus, you can also run that, or if you want some extra healing, you can run Vigor. It's up to you. You can also use another Fighter's Guild ability to get some more weapon damage, because Slayer gives you 3% more weapon damage for every Fighter's Guild ability slotted. So we have like additional 6% here on the front bar. Then we have Poison Injection, great single target, dot, and then Endless Hail, our strongest ability for Maelstrom Bow. 4 champion points. We have 28 into Warlord, 4 into Sprinter right now. It should be 5. I will take 1 point out of the net tenacity to get the 5% here. The 5 points here. Then we have 37 to Mooncalf, 37 to Tumbling, and 48 into Shadowboard. For the red tree, we have 51 into Ironclad, 14 into Spell Shield, 49 Hardy, 49 Elder Defender, 14 to Thick Skinned, and 27 in Quick Recovery. And now I have 20 into Mastered Arms, 24 Piercing, 64 Mighty, 61 Precise Strikes, and 61 Thaumaturge. You can take out some points from Mighty or Mastered Arms to boost up your penetration. If your group doesn't run Alkosh, you might want some more points into penetration. Like around 30 should be enough, maybe a little bit more points, but this is like completely up to you. I'd keep the 61 here in Precise Strikes and Thaumaturge because you have a relatively good crit chance, and then also yeah, you can get these up to like 25 in total if you put 100 points here. So like boosting your abilities by 21% is more of a value than like taking out some points from Mighty or from Mastered Arms to get more penetration. Anyway, that's it for champion points. So for the rotation, it's pretty simple. I start with a light attack, Endless Hail, light attack, Caltrops, light attack, Poison Injection into bar swap. So I would show it on the small dummy. It looks like this: light attack, Endless Hail, light attack, Caltrops, light attack, Poison Injection into bar swap. Pretty simple. I do it on basically all my classes. Okay, this one will die, so we'll go here. So what do I do on the front bar? If I do not use my ultimate, I do a heavy attack into a trap, light attack, power of the light, heavy attack, blood trace, heavy attack, biting jet, light attack, deadly cloak, and then light attack, power of the light. And then again, hail, power chop, poison injection to bar swap, heavy attack, light attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, light attack. You saw my power of the light was recasted as soon as red ran out. So this is really nice. If we use the ultimate on the back bar, we do a light attack into a trap. So like I will not use my ultimate now, I will just throw a shard to basically simulate my ultimate. So I do light attack, hail, light attack, health drops, I do poison injection here, and then I just do a light attack, trap, light attack, power of the light. And then the rest is exactly the same. It's really important that you try to get your power of the light downtime as low as possible, and you will get more ultimate that way or faster. And yeah, it will support your group better. It will support your own damage better. So I'll just like do a skeleton test here with my raid setup to basically show the rotation in action. If you haven't seen my previous DPS test video, which I separately uploaded with Twisting Serpent, I will estimate like around 36 to 37k DPS here. With Night Mother's Gaze should be a little bit more, but okay. So yeah, let's get started. Might even actually be a little bit lower because bad crit luck and fewer power of the burning light procs. But I'm also like lacking the penetration. The only penetration that I currently have is my 24 points into penetration. But as I said, this is my raid setup, so with Twisting Serpent we get far more DPS. Yeah, not a lot of procs here, or even below 36k. My German video I did, yeah, I had fewer crits here, 1% less. In the German video I had a little bit more luck with Burning Light, to be honest, and better luck with crits, so I did 36.9k, almost 37. I had 1k less here. But that's not the point of this DPS test. Like, for the people who don't believe me, I already uploaded the video, but this is with regular penetration from Twisting Serpent, completely self-buffed. This is just to show you basically how the rotation works. Anyway guys, that's it for today. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you don't want to miss any more ESO content, hit that sub button. And remember, I will upload separate videos where I basically explain everything around stamina or force stamina for this patch. And so check out those videos too. I hope to see you next time. So until then, bye bye.